I know some people can't get on. Okay, first off, guys, we have 2 new people on this call tonight. I'm really excited. Nicole and Naomi. Nicole, if you want to introduce yourself and just say where you're from, why you wanted to sign up to become a coach. And Naomi, you do the same after Nicole. So you can go, Nicole.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicole. I'm originally from California, but I actually live in Virginia now. And I met Kelsey through Instagram. I had purchased 21 Day Fix over a year ago, and I was in desperate need of a challenge group and wanting to do something. And so I found her, and I was in her first challenge group this summer in June, and I went through 2 of them with her, and I just loved it so much. I loved all of the motivation and the inspiration and just all of the daily check-ins that it really inspired me to want to be a coach and help other people too. So that's just a little bit about me.
I'm so happy. Naomi, my babe.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi, I'm Naomi. I met Kelsey through pageantry back in the day. And I became a celebrity beauty coach or beachbody coach because I'm an esthetician. So I already work in health, and I work with women on a daily basis. And I just wanted to strengthen my muscles of encouraging and building up and nutrition and working out and taking care of our bodies from the inside out. So my vision aligned so much with Kelsey. So we just the rest is history. So
exactly. And we still have to set up a time to talk. Oh my gosh, our schedule.
I know. We're in 2 different time zones, so we need to give ourselves a little bit of grace, but I know we'll get it.
Yeah, I'm happy. But okay, I'm so happy you girls are on tonight, and I am really, really, really excited because we have Allie guest speaking about finding your passion and personal development. Allie and I were in the same sorority in college, and this girl is just incredible. And I feel like at Summit, it was really kind of cool because I feel like she started out on fire with this business, and then she went, life happens, obviously. Things happen, deaths occur, and just we can get kind of caught up in the hustle and bustle of life, and we can kind of forget about ourselves and our own even health and mental health and emotional health and even spiritual health and everything. And so I feel like that's what happened to Allie, and I don't know what happened, so she's going to tell more about her story, but she did a 180, and I feel like as being a coach, personal development is so important, and I think that's something that people put on the back burner. They don't think that they need personal development. They don't think that they need to dedicate 20 minutes a day to reading a personal development book or podcast because they think everything's fine. But then when life happens, it's kind of they go in the downward spiral. So Allie's just gonna talk tonight about her story, about the finding your passion, and give us some practical takeaways too that we can use moving forward from this call. And I have it recorded too, so we can pass on to our other teams. So go ahead, Al.
Allie, some of you know me, some of you don't. I live up in New York. I'm a physician assistant at Cornell. I moved up here about almost 2 years ago. Like Kelsey said, we went to Delaware together. I think I was 2 years older than you, maybe a year or 2. I don't even know. It feels like we're the same age.
We are the same age though.
And I guess it was last January. So January of 2015, I'd always seen Kelsey posting about Beachbody and everything like that, and decided that I was all right, it's time to maybe get myself in shape, try to get myself I was not feeling good. I was not I would look in the mirror and I didn't feel like myself. So I was let's do something about this. So I reached out to Kelsey, and I did 1 round of the 21 Day Fix. And in that first round, I lost it was 15 inches or something, some crazy number. And I just felt so much better about myself, just in general. I was not self-conscious for the first time ever, because I was always one of those people that was always worried about what everyone else thought. And it was kind of crazy. I never had felt comfortable in my own skin before. So I was really doing well. A lot of people saw what a change it made, and I was feeling good with myself. So I was putting out such a bright shine that other people were asking me what I've been doing and this and that. So I was getting a big group of followers. I had a bunch of challengers, I had a few coaches, and that was pretty much the beginning of the summer last year up through beginning of November. And I was on a roll. I had at that point I had been doing videos. I was really pushing, and I was really, really happy, really confident. felt like I was in like a really good place. And then in the beginning of November, or like the middle of November, like Kelsey said, life happens, and my aunt died very suddenly of cancer, and that kind of just made my whole like life was put on a pedestal. Like I kind of like was putting like my family and like their needs over mine, which I obviously had wanted to be there for my family, but I just kind of like threw what I needed and what would make me happy, just like threw it away. I was like, I'll worry about this later. And which, you know, as every time you say that you're going to see something or do something later, it tends to be you're pushing it off like a month. And then it was Christmas, and then it was Kelsey's wedding, and then it was Valentine's Day, and so now we're in the middle of February. I'm still not back. I wasn't working out. I wasn't eating healthy. I was still just like in this slump. I just kind of dropped like everything that was important to me and it made me happy, because I was so focused on my family, and I was concerned for my dad, and I was concerned for my entire family, that I wasn't able to focus on myself. And one of the quotes that had reminded me that kind of like really related to me was when, like Kelsey said, was we had like the passion talk. They had like the people like, what's your passion, during Summit, and they had said something like, a lack of motivation leads to a comfort zone, which leads to disappointments, which leads to fear. And I thought that that really touched with me, because at that moment I had no motivation. I wasn't motivated for myself to get in shape. I wasn't motivated even for myself to be happy. I was just kind of rolling with the punches, like just doing what I had to do to get by. And like, I would wake up, I'd go to work, I'd come home, I'd sleep. I just didn't even want to talk to people. I was in such a bad place. And while that wasn't where I wanted to be, it was comfortable, because I didn't have to put myself out there. I didn't have to get up and work out and, you know, I have to wake up 45 minutes early so that I can work out before work. I was just like, we'll do it. We'll start next week. So I fell into this like comfort zone and this bad habit that I just couldn't get out of. And then I was disappointed. So it led me to disappointment. It led me to, I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't happy, you know, at that point. My boyfriend had really started getting into working out again. And I was like, well, that's great. Now he's all in shape, and here's me like still moping around. It's now like March, April. And then I was scared. Like I was scared of, okay, well, even if I wanted to do this, I've already fallen off for such a long period of time. Like, would people take me seriously? Would, you know, even my family, would they take me seriously? Like now I'm really trying to get back into this again. And it was this whole slew of emotions that really just, I didn't even know where to begin. So then I always journal. I like keep like a diary and a journal. I try and do it like every day. And I was reading back. It was probably in like the middle to end of June. And I was reading back over the past couple of weeks, and I realized that almost every single post or entry that I had written was completely negative. Sorry if you hear fire engines. I live in the middle of the city, so there's like 9,000 things happening right now. And I realized that everything that I was writing in my journal was just like I don't like myself. I look in the mirror, like I hate my body. I hate myself. I'm not happy. I'm miserable. Like I need a new job. Do I even want to be in a relationship with Brian? Like he's trying to motivate me, but I was using it as more of like, oh, he's putting me down. Like he would just be trying to be like, hey, like I'm going to go for a run. You want to go? And I'd be like, why do you think I need to run? Like I was becoming very defensive, and like everything, even if people were trying to make me feel more positive, I was taking it the whole opposite way. So I was reading back through like a couple of weeks, and I was like, oh my gosh, my life has completely turned around. And in a way, I don't want it to, like, I'm not happy with this. Like, this is not who I am. This is not who I want to be. And then I was thinking, I'm like, when was the last time you were happy? And I was like, it was probably last fall. Like the last time I was truly happy. I mean, obviously little things would happen here and there, but the last time that I would wake up in the morning for a week in a row and be like, yeah, like, you know, things might not be perfect, but like, I'm happy. Like I am who I am, whether I'm, you know, the exact weight I want to be. Like I'm comfortable with myself. I'm happy. And I was like, you know what? Like I had already bought the ticket for Summit last year. Maybe this will just be like the fire under my butt and like it'll get me moving. Who knows? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But like, what do I have to lose? So I just literally called my dad and I was like, you know, I was like, I need something changed. I need a change. And I was like, I think I want to go to Nashville. And my family had been telling me, and my dad specifically, which is really when I noticed that things were bad. Like my dad was telling me that he noticed something was different with me, and that I was not happy, and he was worried about me. And my dad, you know, I love my dad to death, but he's not the most emotion-filled person. He just kind of, you know, tells me he loves me and this and that, but like he's not one to kind of go out of his way. And when he started kind of talking, like, you need someone to talk to, you kind of seem like you're depressed. And I was like, oh my gosh, if he's noticing this, like, this must be, this must be something that is obvious to people. So my family was like, whatever you want to do, if this is going to make you happy, or even if this is like the possibility of making you happy, like, we're going to do it. Let's go for it. So we booked the tickets that night, and I just randomly texted Kelsey the picture of my confirmation, and it was like, I'm coming to Summit. Here we go. I don't know. I didn't even know if she had a house. Like, I had no idea what the plan was. I just booked the ticket. I was going to sleep on the streets. God only knows. And I was like, okay, like, here we go. Like, there's nothing. What am I going to lose? Worst comes to worst, it'll just be a vacation. If it doesn't work out, it is what it is. I've never been to Nashville before. And at that point, I realized, like, this could be the changing point. And I kind of was open to that before I went. And when I got there, I was nervous because because besides, I knew, obviously, Kelsey, I knew Liz, and then I'd met, like, Lee and a few people online a few times, but I only knew one or two people in person. And like I said, I've always been self-conscious, and I had low self-esteem. So at this point, I still hadn't been, my 180 hadn't turned yet. So I was like, oh my God, like, I'm going to be meeting these people. They don't know who I am. Like, are they going to be judging me? Are they going to be, it's going to be terrible. And I got there, and everyone was really welcoming, which was like the first start to me being like, okay, that these people have all been through really tough things as well. So we're all kind of on the same page. And while listening to different speakers at Summit and different, and everybody's different stories, I realized that, like, I had things in my life that happened that I had no control over, but I have control over now. Like, I have the ability to be able to make myself happy. While I wasn't happy in, from middle of November through the middle of July, like, the only person keeping me that way was myself. Like, I had a support system. I have Kelsey, who's like the best person in the world. It's like, Kelsey was like my savior like 2 years ago. And like, I have such a strong group of women that I can talk to and I can turn on. I was like, the only thing that's really keeping me this way is because I'm just thinking negatively, and I'm being a negative Nancy. Like, I am sitting down and moping and not getting up and not doing anything, and nothing's going to change unless I change that. So sorry, do you guys still see me? I think this popped up. Okay. So let me just plug my phone in real quick. So one thing that I had done when I was on my way to Nashville, I was obviously journaling, because like I said, I like to journal. And I had written a quote to myself, and I had said that there were 4 things that I wanted to do, that I wanted to get from Nashville, that I wanted to take away from Nashville. And they were, number 1, I wanted to go back to loving myself. That was my number 1 thing that I wanted to do. Number 2 was treating my body right. Number 3 was putting myself first. And number 4 was to realize how amazing I can be. So for number 1, like, and loving myself, like, I didn't, not like in a selfish way, but I wanted to like spend more time focusing on myself and being able to love myself for who I am. And if I'm able to do that, then other people are able to love me as well. Whether it's a boyfriend, which, Brian had been supportive, but it's really must not be easy when you're dating someone that just is not happy with who they are. And even friends, like, when you're working this business, you're supposed to be motivators. And if you're laying in bed sulking all the time, no one's going to want to do that. No one wants to be like you if you're not getting out of bed in the morning and you're just laying in bed all day. So that was like my number 1 thing. I was like, I want to go back to that feeling of like, I love myself. I might not be perfect, but like, I am okay with who I am. And my second one was the treating my body right. So this was not just physically, like, this is mentally too. So like, the key for me to having this like healthy living and like healthy being is like, number 1, having a healthy mind. Number 2, having a healthy body. And number 3 is having a healthy lifestyle. And so for me, this is, doing those reading books. Like, I read so many books. Like, I have all these self-help books, and my friends at work like laugh. They'll be like, "Oh, what book are you reading today?" And like, just because the titles are always so cheesy half the time. But I'm like, "Oh, I'm just reading for myself. Like, mind your own business. If you want to read it, you can." But that's like my number 1, because if I'm happy, then it's easier for me to become happy externally, because I'm already giving off a vibe of being positive. So giving off a vibe of being positive and also working out, like, you really hit a home run. If you're happy with who you are and you're like kind of in shape, like you've already hit a home run. Like you kind of are already there. So, and then the other thing is the healthy lifestyle. And with that, I mean like who you surround yourself with. Like you know, a lot of times when you fall into a funk, you kind of find the other people that are also in that funk, and surround yourself with people that are not feeling good about themselves. Because then you can kind of, you know, I was kind of like, oh, woe is me, and like the other people be like, yeah, same here, and it was like a big circle of just like negativity. But I was like, oh, I'm not alone. Like this is okay. And then I realized that in order to be able to do the first two things, I also have to surround myself with people that are positive, and people that are happy, and people that have my best interest in heart. And whether that's my friends, my family, a relationship, whether it's a boyfriend, husband, fiance, whoever it is, that's huge. Is making sure that you have like that lifestyle, that group and like support that you need that will be there for you. And so when I came back from Nashville, I mean, I just was like blown away. I mean, while I was there, like listening to the different speakers and all the stories, and I realized, like, first off, while yes, my past has impacted me, like some of these people that were talking, I mean, they have the most horrifying stories, and it's just, you know, I'm lucky to be who I am, and I'm lucky that I've made it through some of the things that were hard for me in the past. And you know, it's my job to write my story, and that's what one of the main things they talked about was like, you have the ability to write your own story. Like you are your own hero in your story, and if you're not your hero, then you have to do something to change it. So I realized, like, okay, this is it. So and it's funny because it's written on my mirror. When I got back on the 1st, I called my grandma. I had been having some issues with financial issues because I had never had to budget before, didn't do a very good job the first year of work, so my budget was not where I wanted it to be. And I was like, that was like a big stress on my shoulders before I even went to Nashville, but it was like a huge stress on my shoulders, just knowing that like I was kind of in debt a little bit. Not, you know, not like I was going to be like taken away to jail or anything like that, but like I was not happy with where I was. And I called my grandmom, and because she always told me that, you know, her motto, which I love her, but she always makes me sad when she says, but she's like, if you guys ever need help financially, like you're going to be getting my money when I die. And if I can help you when I'm alive, that'll make me even happier because I'll be able to see it in action. So I'd never wanted to, I was like embarrassed. I like didn't want to have to call her because like, you know, this had been going on for a couple months now. And when I got back from Nashville, I was like, you know what, like I'm going to do it. I'm going to have the strength to ask her for help. Like, this is what she's always told me to do if I ever had a problem. So I built up the courage and I did it. She helped me out. And she said to me, she's like, when you've hit rock bottom, the only place for you to go is up. She's like, I want you to think of August 1st, 2016 as the start to your new life. And literally that day, she helped me with my debt. So I was able to become debt free, which took the most ridiculous amount of weight off my shoulders. I got a text maybe an hour after that from one of my bosses at work telling me I was officially going back to days, which was another huge weight on my shoulders because I have been working nights and it's been miserable and it makes me like upset, and I just don't like going to work at night and I never see people. And so both of these things happened right after I had gotten off the plane from Nashville, and I was like, this is it. Like, this is the chance to my new start. And since then, I've just been trying to be more positive. And even like the first time I had seen Brian after the trip, he even said, he's like, oh my gosh, like he's like, you look great. Like he's just like, there's something about you. Like he didn't know what it was. There was just something about me. And it's like, because I think that pep is back in my step. Like I have that positivity and I have that desire to want to help other people and to help myself. And I think that's like what it brings me back to why I started this in the first place. You know, it's, I always wanted to help other people, but I also realized that like I needed help myself. And, you know, sometimes you need other people to help push you along. And I've been lucky enough to like come in contact with you girls and Kelsey, and it's really, I mean, that's what made all the difference in the world for me. So I think that, you know, I had to take a step back. Things happened and I wasn't happy with how things were going, but then I took a step back and realized like the only thing that's holding me from making myself the best that I can be, or being a better coach, or restarting working in this business again and building up the trust that I had with some of the people that I had worked with before, is myself. If I'm happier and I'm in a better place, then other people will also feel that way as well. So that's kind of like my takeaways kind of were, you know, I think that the whole thing with like I kind of write down like what you want to do, like what you want to get out of your, what you want to get out of something. So when I left for Nashville, literally the first page, it's like, this is what I hope to get out of Nashville. And it's literally the 1, 2, 3, and 4. And even though they were so simple at the time, it was just, you know, loving myself or like treating my body right. But after leaving Nashville, I was actually able to like look at them and be like, you know what, like you succeeded in these, or you were actually able to grasp these. And then that made me feel positive too, because I was like, wow, I was successful in something for the first time in months. So that's my big thing. I think that, you know, yes, things are going to happen and life's going to get in the way, and, you know, whether it's a death or a divorce or whatever it is, you know, there might be some time that you aren't able to be there 100%. But then you just have to get yourself back up, and with this group, with, you know, with Soul Beauty and with Smash and everything, like, we have such an amazing group of women that we are here for each other. And that's kind of what I learned when I was down in Nashville. Like, there's people that you can talk to at all times. And if you're having a bad night at work, like me, like the one night I texted, I was texting like whoever was working at night shift, because I knew that there were a couple people from when we were in Nashville that were night shift, and it just made my night so much better, because I was like, you know what, like I'm not the only one that's here. And just that alone, I think just realizing that it was kind of, I had to get myself back, put a total different perspective on everything. And I think that now it's given me the opportunity to kind of restart with this business and get everything else back on the line. And now that I'm feeling more confident and stronger in who I am, I think it's other people also will see that too. So.
I love that, Allie. I have a question, because a lot of times people can view this business as a business and they get caught up in, like, I get it, the numbers are important and everything, but we get so sucked into that like mentality that people lose their fire and everything. Like, how has that changed you? Like, what can, especially with the newer coaches that are on, like, what advice can you give? Like, how do you now view this business, especially after coming back from Summit?
So my big thing is, I think that I think of it more, less as a business and more of like a way of life. Mm. So to me, it's kind of more of, it's almost like, let's just for purpose sake, let's call it like the Babysitter's Club. Like, this is like something you love doing. Like, maybe like, you know, they love babysitting. They had a good group of friends, and like, this is something that I like to do. Like, I like to keep my body healthy. I like to be able to communicate with other women and other people that are kind of the same age or going through the same type of things. And that itself, that sells itself. So like, a lot of my friends, when I was, before everything had dropped off, a lot of the people that were my challenge groups, or I had gotten to become coaches, they realized like they wanted that also. Like, it wasn't like that they necessarily wanted to like, oh, I want to become a coach so I can sell products or sell shakes or sell, you know, workout videos. It was like, I want to become a coach because like, this is a group of women, like, you know, they come on video chat every once in a while, they talk, or they can call each other on the phone. And they also have this other thing in common where they all are, you know, they all want to better themselves. And I feel like I had never really taken the approach of like selling. Like, I was always kind of more like, if you're interested in kind of seeing why I'm happier or like why I'm more positive, like, let me know. And and then I would kind of express it that way. And that always helped me, because like, I'm not a salesperson. I've never been a salesperson. And like I said, I'm a PA. So like, for me, selling is scary because I've never done that before. But I think one of the big things is I kind of let the product sell itself by it made me happier, healthier, and more in shape. And then other people would be like, wow, like, you seem so happy. Like, you seem so, like, you seem like you've taken a whole new look at things. Like, what have you been doing? And then I'd be like, oh, I actually joined, you know, I joined Beachbody, and it's like, we have a good group of women, and it really motivates us. And then other people are like, oh, like, can you give me more information about that? And that was, for me, that was so much easier than me just going out and being like, does anybody want to purchase this? Or like, because that's just, I don't know how to do that. I'm not good at that. So I think that a big thing is, if you are, if you know, especially if you're new, like, you really like take in the workouts and all that, and make sure that you're able to like have people see the results, whether it's physically or emotionally or whatever it is. Like, if other people see the results, then you will be more positive. And like Kelsey just said, be a product of the product. Like, you have to show people what this product can do for you. It's not just saying this is made up of, you know, such and such superfoods, and you can get this and that, like, people can read that in a newspaper, people can look at that on the television, but when they see it actually happening, that's when people will be like, what are you doing? I want to do what you're doing. Like, you seem so happy, like, what are you doing? Because I feel like I need that too. And that's kind of what changed that for me.
I love what Shalene Johnson said at Summit, y'all. She said, storytelling is the most powerful tool we have. Yes, you can send in stock photos and tell people, or you can give people like pamphlets about the 21-day fix, but there's something about telling your own story of using the 21-day fix that's more powerful than giving them all these facts and stuff about the 21-day fix, you know. And that really convicted me when I heard that. Was like a good reminder I needed to hear at Summit too, because I feel like sometimes I get sucked into that business mentality, and I just have to forget I am my business. Like, I need to share my story, not necessarily like the pamphlets and like the stock photos and things like that. Like, that's just not who we are, you know? So awesome. Oh, Allie, does anyone have any questions for Allie? Anyone want to add anything? Be unique. Yes, I love that. Liz, where's Liz?
Allie had no idea that was going on, and I'm sorry I didn't know. I wasn't glad that Summit helped. You're back to me.
I'm trying. Whoever, I think it's Ash. I think you're really quiet. Or is that just my phone?
Mm-mm.
I might be quiet. Am I quiet? Yeah.
You're good now, Ash.
Oh, am I? I don't know what's wrong with it. Sorry.
What did you say, though?
All I said was I didn't know that was going on, Allie, and I'm sorry I didn't know, but I'm glad that, you know, Summit could help, and that you're back to being you, and glad to have you back.
Yeah.
She's back in action. Did you even have a sponsored post going out?
What?
I loved your sponsored post.
I did that for the first time.
That was so cool. I saw that. I was like, dang, Al.
I'm doing it right. I'm like, I could be like sponsoring someone else's post. Like, literally, I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I was just like, hopefully this is going to myself.
That was so cool. No, I love that. Thanks for sharing. And especially like for Nicole and Naomi, this is so important. Like, personal development and sticking to what you're passionate about is so important. And you both work in the field of like, you work with people all the time, you know? And so you already understand this concept, but even more so with your own self, because if you can't pour into other people when you're not feeling good about yourself. So it's always super important to be taking that step back. And are you taking care of yourself? Physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hey. Hi, Cameron. Hi. Oh, she's so precious. Princess. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone want to say anything now? Danielle, do you have anything?
Not really, but I can tell, like, when Allie was saying about how, like, the people notice you're happy. Every time I message people, like, from the past, they're like, it's so great seeing you so happy these days. I'm like, was I really that miserable? Like, I kind of want to ask myself that. Everyone says it to me, and I'm like, did it? Like, I mean, I knew I was, but I didn't know it. Like, I thought I was really good at pretending.
My goodness.
Yeah, that's like literally the same thing. And even like for Brian, like, he sees me all the time, and he literally was like, I don't know what it is, but like something's different about you. And I was like, and in my head, I'm like, yeah, like I look the same, but like I'm just happier right now. So like it came off clearly. Like I looked exactly the same, if not maybe like a couple pounds heavier after the summit because of our lovely eating habits we had down there. But but like, so like clearly it doesn't necessarily just have to do with how you look, like physically.
Let your soul shine.
In your, you know.
Let your soul shine.
Can I say something?
Yes, Naomi.
Well, I mean, I know that, like, I'm a little behind on the getting started of the business part, but I love what you're talking about, Allie, because it's, like, that's so important. And in the last challenge group, well, my first challenge group, we did the 21 Days to Heal Your Life, the mirror work. And, you know, I'll be honest, I really stuck to the book more than the working out and nutrition, but I wanted the personal development from it, and I'm still coming along with the nutrition and working out. But at work, I'm an esthetician, so I get facials, and I've been working, you know, with my mentor, my boss there to get better. And she noticed I gave her a facial this last week. She said, oh my God, your touch has improved so much. And I said, I think it has to do with how much I've been working with my emotions and getting rid of really hard emotions, negative emotions. We portray that, like, bring in the positive vibe. It works. It does. It attracts people like-minded who feel the same, who have the same like stirring feelings inside of them. And it is a powerful thing. And you even just in your touch, that changes because you feel better, you feel lighter, and you can bring that into the world when you feel it. If you don't have it, you're not going to bring it. So yeah, I've seen it work. It does. Keep working on yourself.
I love that, Naomi. That's so great. It's weird. I don't know how it's crazy.
It just works.
It does work. It does work. So no, but thank you so much, Allie, for taking the time out. Guys, let's get a quick picture. Where's Liz at? Because I don't want to. Is she hear me? Does she hear me?
Oh God, pictures.
Does she hear me?
A little
Oh, Kelsey takes pictures all the time, so if you
Liz.
I got my lashes done today, so.
Yes, guys, we have a Soul Beauty esthetician on staff.
That's what I was
Lash artist on staff. You got me.
Okay, Liz not.
Okay, stop chasing your tail. You don't have one.
Everyone smile.
You're so funny.
Okay, got it. All right, y'all. Well, thank you guys so much for getting on. I appreciate it. Next week, guys, too, it's going to be an amazing call. Becky is going to talk about how she is about responsibility and accountability for her own business. Just a little sneak peek. She's a person that kind of I coddled in the beginning and continue to coddle, and she kind of liked that coddling too. But then once Summit hit, she realized no one is going to work this business but herself, and she's in 100% control of herself. Nobody is going to do her work, nothing. So that is next Wednesday's call too. So
you're going to record it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna record it. You'll be in San Fran, girl, right?
When are we doing that Thursday thing? Does that start tomorrow or next week?
Thursday. The whole business activity tracker is starting on Thursday. Nicole,
Like tomorrow.
Don't worry about that. I'll explain that to you guys. Don't even worry about that. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna start like posting it. So if you didn't do it this week, Danielle, that's no big deal.
Because I don't have a printer, so I have.
Yeah, that's fine. Or even just screenshot a picture of like how you're keeping track of everything on a weekly basis.
Okay. I also have my checklist, and I go through it every day.
Good. Ashley, I'm so happy you're on because, guys, before you get off, can you explain the challenge pack on-demand thing?
Yeah, sure. So I've been doing Hammer and Chisel, which is on demand. They put the whole program up on it, and it was like really the first time I like explored on demand. And oh my gosh, I love it. Number one, they have so many programs on there, the whole program that you know really you pay $2.99 a week. So every quarter they charge you every quarter. It's like $38 every quarter. So nothing, guys. And people get all the programs or whatever. If they happen to have bought a program before, like say they have the 21-day fix already, that will already show up for their like library. But if they have not, and say you sold somebody the club membership challenge pack, which includes on demand, you sell that to them, and they said they want to do the 21-day fix. You can get online, unlock it. I'm not sure how much 21-day fix is. Maybe it's like $21 right now. I bet you it's like right around $21. So for $21, they can automatically get the 21-day fix. The whole program is on there, guys. Like
that's crazy.
Everything's already on there. And it's cheaper than buying the DVDs. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I'm 100% positive that Beachbody is going this way. Basically, I bet you they'll keep the DVDs, but eventually they will go away. Nobody will be using them because everyone's going to be streaming all their workouts.
I do now. I don't use my DVDs ever.
I stream.
I do. I suggest guys like pushing streaming. And honestly, like say someone does the 21-day fix and they wanted to get the DVDs and it's $140 challenge pack right now, which is fine. But they automatically can sign up for streaming. You know what I mean? So you just talk to them about the streaming, and after this group, look, we can start extreme, and it's only this much money online, so for $20 more, whatever, if you want to start extreme, you can get extreme. And it's awesome. I'm so excited because right now, like we get challengers and we do a program with them and then it's kind of over. Like this way, like we can go back to those challengers from the past and be like, hey, guess what? You know, like they don't even have to buy the challenge pack. All they have to do is get on-demand piece, you know what I mean? For, like I said, $40 every 3 months. Like that's nothing, you know? And we can do full programs with them. Like I'm excited. I'm like, why didn't I see this before? You know, like
I didn't know about it, Ash.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This is all I'm gonna sell from now on. No brainer.
I have a question though. Isn't there, you might have just said that, and I'm sorry if you did. Isn't there a way that you could do a challenge pack, but it's on demand and they just go and like pick? Okay.
Yeah. So there is a challenge pack. It is the on-demand challenge pack. It doesn't have like the 21 day fix. Like,
it's just whatever on demand, right?
Say it again.
It's like whatever just on demand at the moment. Okay.
Besides, all the Brazilian butt lifts are on there. All the P90Xs are on there. Insanity's on there. Hammer and Chisel's on there. Turbo Fire's on there.
Chalene Extreme.
Old school stuff. Chalene Extreme. I mean, full programs that people right now are spending $60 on to get are already on there, and you get it for $2.99 a week. No brainer. Like I'm serious. Like, and like I said, if someone wants to get a program, say it is a 21 day fix or whatever, just 20 months.
That's how I've been getting my new programs.
And you guys, we get credit for it. And also, don't quote me 100%, but I think we get 40% of a club membership. So I think I get like $18 membership whenever it's billed. That's a lot.
So how are you promoting that to people?
Well, so I just like learned about this now, so I haven't exactly done it. Actually, I'm going to do it when I get off here. I'm going to talk to some girl about it. But I don't think it's going to be hard because I'm going to be like, look, first of all, I'm going to talk to her about what's going to be good for her, you know, whether that is going to be a 1-day fix or, you know, whatever her level is going to be with whatever she do. And then I'm going to, you know, just say, look, this is what we have. I suggest doing this on-demand thing. And if, say, she wants to do the 21-day fix, and since it's not on there, I'm going to offer to buy her first program on there.
That's a good idea.
Normally, I reimburse people some anyway, like just to get them to do it, you know. I'm like, look, I'll give you $15 back or $10 in a gift card or whatever. But I'm like, you know what? Like, if you do this, you know, because I guarantee you they're not gonna cancel it after 40 days, you know, after the first 30 days. They're gonna keep doing it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's gonna be something that you're gonna recurringly get, you know, money on, versus making that one sale, you get one commission, you know, and that person's not coming back. Where, you know, you can get this commission over and over and over again off of, you know, a program or, you know, the club membership instead of just buying one, you know, DVD or whatever. Plus, if they stay on Shakeology, that's another $33. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I love demand. I love on demand.
And like, if you really think about it, like they get so much more than their $40. It's every 3 months. It's not like it's $40 a month.
It's every 3 months. It's like $38.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like the whole plans are on there. Challenge groups are on there. Like
Nutrition plans. Yeah, y'all. Nutrition plans are on there.
Like the Fix It's going to be on there. And then
And Autumn's having that cook show in August, y'all.
And the programs are cheaper. I think I spent $28 on Country Heat.
Yeah, that's what I spent too. It was like $28, $29.
because it's new. I everything else. I mean, Body Beats is $10.
Are you serious?
Yes. Like it's a no-brainer. Like I said, you can spend $10 and buy somebody that, you know, and you get commission off of them what they buy on there too. So say you sold them the 140.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You spent $20 on 21 Day Fix. You get commission off of what you spent money on. So you kind of end up making some money. Say it's only $15, then you know that you spent on her versus 20 or whatever it could be, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad I saw that in the Diamond group. I was like, "What is this, Ashley?"
I have a question though. Does anyone know how that challenge group thing is going to work? Like because my coaches keep asking me, and I'm like, I have no idea yet.
I think I just saw it
in the Diamond group. I saw Brooke post about it, so I was gonna look in that group, Danielle, after this call, and then share any information.
Did it already start, or is that September?
No, it's September.
It's September 5th to October, whatever. But like,
One right now, right?
well,
Isn't there one right now where you post your Shakeologies and your workout?
no, that's the September 5th one. But you have to use the Beachbody Challenger app. That's why I made that group, so we can all do it. And you know, it's not bad.
It's not bad, and it is annoying though, but it makes me feel guilty because it doesn't remind you haven't tracked today, and I'm just
Yeah,
like,
and it like tells you, it's like, oh, or like you kind of feel good about yourself. You're like, you've worked out every day this week. You're like, yeah, I did. Like, good job. But like,
for Nicole and Naomi, that they're doing this health bet. You know that diet bet thing? Beachbody is literally giving away $1 million. So it's like, Ashley, correct me if I'm wrong, but they said that basically you have the chance to make the money you spent on a challenge pack back.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
200 people.
Cool.
Just saying, 200 people do this and actually make a health bet. They're gonna split get 2 million. There are gonna be more people than that. They're gonna do it, but whatever that. And every $5, so every challenge pack you do, they're gonna get $5 extra on top of
Up to 3 million, right?
Right. So I mean, you're gonna
Is it only
some cash.
Is it only for new people or is it existing challengers too? Okay, that's fine. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to start promoting for that. Because if you tell people like, "Oh, you have a chance to win money back," like that's what do you have to lose?
Yeah, I'll be trying to keep updated with that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know Carl posted a video about it today, and I meant to look at it, but then of course.
Post it in the coaching page if you watch it.
What?
Can you post it? Post it in the coaching.
Yeah, I'll go find it and then post it.
Post it for me, please.
No, I really think that's a good tool that everyone should be using.
And it's totally going digital. I totally agree with you, Ashley. Like Beachbody's totally going digital, which is good. They're ahead of the curve, in my opinion.
Now. So like I feel like that's good, you know, like everything's going digital now, and like I have the on demand with my Fire Stick thing, the Amazon Fire Stick. That was like $40 for me to connect to my TV, and like now I can get everything on there. So like that's so much easier than me. Like I had a DVD player that Katie and I used to have to bounce between 3 TVs because like who buys DVD players anymore, and our DVD skip and this and that. So like this is so much better, and like I can bring the Fire Stick with me to San Fran. I'm gonna do a little bit of work out there since I've been working out every day. But like I feel like that's so much easier than like, you know, packing DVDs and stuff like that. So just in general, like I feel like it'll be easier to sell in the long run too, because that's easier for other people to then like having to work. Oh, well, I like forgot my DVDs. Like, oh well, like looks like I can't work out this week. So
that's a good idea, Ashley.
So you're doing a program that you know you need weights for. Well, you know, and continue working out, but you can't do that maybe on the road. You know, you have your on demand, and there's some programs on there where you don't need anything. You know, they show you how to.
Insanity Max, you don't need any weights or anything, and I got results from Insanity Max.
Insanity in general is amazing.
I used to use wine bottles as weights. So.
Well, and if you think about it, most hotels have a gym where you at least can buy 5-pound weights. Like, come on now.
I actually talked to a girl who works with Marriott, and she interviewed me about Beachbody. They are talking about possibly putting or people like be able to buy like exercise bands and stuff for their rooms. Like at the desk, like $2 to do an exercise band.
Wow.
Good idea.
Different things like that.
That's cool.
Putting rooms now.
See, wow.
Which is like awesome. We can talk about that kind of stuff too. You know, like.
And wait till Beachbody opens up to other countries, y'all. Like, get your friends in Europe and in Australia. Get them ready. Okay.
I'm not that cool. I don't have friends in Europe and Australia.
And South Korea, not North Korea.
I don't have friends in my own town. I don't.
Well, start making some Aussie friends, Danielle. Start stalking them on Instagram and start becoming their friends.
Live stream live.
But no, I think when you get more comfortable with like promoting the on-demand thing, help me because I want to. That's a good idea. Like I love.
Stuff I'm gonna message this girl tonight. I don't know how it's gonna go, but
yeah, Ash, can you make a document and Smash like an edit doc so we can see what you do?
I think Lauren's gonna do something too because she's been promoting it a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna post it too, but I'll kind of post like what I said and you know fix it up as we go.
My thing is like after people do like 2 rounds of the fix, they're like, okay, I'm ready to change it up. I'm a little bored. And that's me. I can only do 1 round of the fix, and then if I start to do it again, I'm like, oh my God, like. So I feel like I'm like, okay, well, if you keep on demand, like we have so many other free programs.
Wait till the boxing one comes out.
I cannot wait for that.
I can't even wait for
Oh my God, me too.
And they keep adding. Every month they add something new to the library.
They have Hammer and Chisel on there already. I can't believe, like, I am loving
I don't think it's sold as good as they thought it was going to.
that had to be it.
I don't think they did as it went as well. And then like you have to think about it, like Hammer and Chisel came out, and then 22-minute Hardcore came out right away, and that was really good because you didn't need a bench, you didn't need you needed way too much stuff. I feel for Hammer and Chisel.
I still am obsessed with Hammer and Chisel though.
I'm doing it again, but
I'm obsessed with it. I love weightlifting though.
Me too, but not everyone does.
Well, and wait till they come out with the yoga one, Naomi Yoga. They're coming out with the whole yoga program.
I didn't tell you, but I paid my deposit. I'm becoming an instructor.
You need to talk to Kylie, one of the other coaches, because she's doing that too.
And Liz.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Not there right now. She's a PIO instructor.
Oh yeah, PIO. That's what I was telling Naomi about, the PIO. Yeah. Yeah, Naomi. Yeah. I'm so happy for you.
I want to do it, but I'm not good at any of the workouts to do it yet. What?
I said excuses.
It is an excuse, but
you don't have to be good. You just have to show up.
Yeah, Naomi.
Listen to me though.
Practicing, like literally, she had her first class on Monday after Summit. The whole time, like she was doing the stuff whenever she could, like just practicing her moves. It was hilarious, but she was good.
Yeah, Kylie wants to do that too, Naomi. So you guys would be really good. You three.
You want to be a yoga instructor?
Yeah. Because she's so excited for the yoga training that Beachbody On Demand's having. Because she's
Isn't it going to be free the first 3 weeks?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm going to do it just because it's free and just say
and just because it's good.
I'm not, and like I probably should do it so I get better at it. Like yoga is not my thing. Like I used to take that. I would skip it for the 21-day fix extreme. I would just not do it.
And you have to. It's a different mindset. You need a different mindset for it.
Yeah, that wasn't it. And Pilates, like skip that one.
Don't worry what it looks like. It's all about what it feels like. It's not about what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't feel good.
Okay, we'll work on that.
Well, all right. Well, this was good, ladies. Thank you guys so much for getting on. Allie, thank you again, my love, for sharing your story. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Anyone else have any last minute things? We good? We Gucci?
Gucci.
Okay.
I have something to say and I forget. I'll text you.
Okay, just text. I'm gonna roost running. Naomi, I have to respond back to you too, by the way.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
All right, bye, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good night.